Excellency, we are here to firstly thank the Almighty God for what He has done for Mother Ghana. The peace we are enjoying after a major election, I think that it surprises many a nation, and we want to thank God for that. It is an answer to our prayer. We actually prayed into this election, and what the Lord has done, we are glad. We want to rejoice together with you, and also to also congratulate you for the decisive victory that you shot together with the NDC. You have done very well. We want to say congratulations, sir, for this victory. And also we are here to assure you that the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council will continue to pray for you, and then we'll also make ourselves available to support your presidency.
One of the early things that I think I want to do is, one, to begin again the process that was started by Professor Mills in respect of the constitutional review. It stalled at a certain point, and for the last 8 years we haven't moved it anywhere. I think that the time has come for us to look at our constitution again. It has served us well, and I still believe it's one of the best constitutions any African country can have. But after using it for several years, we realize that there are a few parts that we need to tweak so that it can serve us for even further generations to come. Okay. And so one of the things that I intend to do is to hold a national validation conference where we would bring all stakeholders in a form of consultative assembly. The legal people will know how to phrase it so that we can move it forward. Now what we want to do is to bring the constitutional review report back to this validation conference. There might be things that we flagged that we wanted to amend that might not be necessary again this time. And there might be new things that we didn't really take notice of that will become important for us to include in the review. I mean, for instance, if you take the impasse between Parliament and the judiciary, nobody anticipated that a situation like this would arise. But once it's arisen, we must clearly state what the mandate of the Speaker is, so that it's unambiguous, so that nobody has to go to the Supreme Court to seek interpretation about what the Speaker's role is when vacancies occur. So these are some of the things that I think a validation conference like that will help to streamline. And once we've done that, we can separate the two amendments. We have the entrenched clauses and we have the non-entrenched clauses. The non-entrenched clauses are easy to pass because it just has to do with Parliament. And so once we all build a consensus around the non-entrenched clauses, we can send them directly to Parliament. The entrenched clauses are going to be more difficult, but we need to build a consensus around them. They are more difficult to amend because you need Parliament to validate it, and then you need to go for a referendum to the people. And I believe that if you look at the standards that our Constitution sets for those referenda, no one party can pass through any such amendment. And so we need to build a consensus with our colleagues, a bipartisan consensus with our colleagues on the political field, and get also the support of the civil society, the traditional rulers, the religious leaders, to be able to move those amendments forward. So that's one of the first things that I think I'll be consulting you on immediately after we come to office and start the planning towards this validation conference. Apart from that, the priority really is the economy. The economy, even though the president sounded very upbeat about the third quarter growth, from the little briefing I have, the economy is still very sick. And there are many areas that we need to work on as quickly as possible, especially the energy sector. The energy sector can derail everything that we've done with regards to the debt exchange and with regards to the IMF program, because the debts continue to pile up there. ECG's governance is in a very bad way, and so they are making commercial and technical losses of more than 32%. There's no utility company that can survive with 32% commercial and technical losses and still continue to be a viable utility. And so as quickly as possible, we need to do reforms in the whole electricity value chain, in order that we have better efficiency and performance if we are to have sustainable power